Hey everybody! Well, today we're going to take a look at this really cool Ghostbusters PKE meter. Now this is from Rubies or Imagine, and there are so many different versions of this. I'm a little confused as to why there are so many. So this is the Rubies brand, or the Imagine brand. There's another one by Spirit Halloween. There's a Walmart exclusive version, I think, and then there's a kids version that looks different from this one and is not as functional. And then there's the Matty Collector one, which I also have right here. And I'm going to be doing a comparison between the Matty Collector and these ones here. The Spirit Halloween, the Walmart, and the Rubies version all look virtually identical. So I don't know what the difference is. I'm assuming they're all made by the same company. I don't know. They all have the same profile and the same look. So I'm guessing maybe it's the same thing. They're just under a different name. But I'm curious to try this one out. This has a try me mode, but the batteries must be dead because I tried it and nothing's going on. But I want to compare it to the Matty Collector one, which I think the Matty Collector one is probably the reigning champion when it comes to these PKE meter replicas. And this one also is more accurate too. So let's try this one out first, see what it looks like, and let me put some fresh batteries in there and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so here we are. I got two fresh AAA batteries that go in the back here. This one has a little clip on the back, you'll notice, and you can kind of turn it. I don't think the original prop had a clip on it. I don't know for sure, but it's nice that they do that for cosplay. So this one actually is pretty cool. This one here is a longer duration. This button here makes the beeping and the lights go on longer, and this has got a shorter one. So let's go ahead and start with the long one here. We'll push it. You can see that the beeping will start to pick up in speed. We also got lights on the wings here. You can see them lighting up. And then it slows down. And then it starts over. Now I don't know if it shuts off automatically. Let's let it run for another round here. Okay, I guess not. So you can turn it off by just pushing this again. Let me push that one. Now the motorized wings work really good. They're not loud. The motors aren't loud. The sound effects is kind of weird with that rattling in the background and the beeping, but the sound isn't so loud that, you know, some of these things are way too loud. But this has actually got a decent sound to it. Now this one here is a shorter one, and it shuts off automatically. This one you have to shut off yourself, but this one will let it run. And there you can see that it's just a shorter one. So the wings move very good. I mean, nice and smooth. You can shut it off as soon as you want to, and it's really well done. Now I want to compare this to the Matty Collector and we'll see what the differences are. All right, now here are the two different versions of these. I just want to show you the Imagine or the Rubies. See how it's wider than the Matty Collector one? Now I think the Matty Collector is pretty accurate in the way it is. I think it's pretty much molded from the original source material. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, the prop that the original was made from was actually a shoe polisher. In fact, I think there is supposed to be a hole back here. There's a brush that you connect into the back right here, and then you turn it on and you can clean your shoes. And that's what this thing was made from. It was a shoe polisher, which is hilarious. I think it's like a vintage, I think the name is Honer. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this one has buttons up here. This is the Matty Collector one, and buttons here as well. This one just has them down here. They do both have lights. Now let me show you what the Matty Collector one does. Let me swap these out in there. The switch for this one is down here on the bottom. And then you can see the beeping is slightly different. And what's really cool about this one, it has a knob back here. Oops, I didn't mean to open that. We'll get to that in a second. There's a knob right here. And just like on the real prop, you could speed up the lights and the sound. So let me turn this. See how that's getting quicker? And it'll go even faster. And it goes all the way up to that point. I mean, it really, really goes quick. So we'll turn it back down to a normal speed here. Now the first button here on the right, this one actually opens the wings just about halfway like that. And then you've also got the lights on here. I may have to turn the lights down so you can see those better. And then you hit it again, and it goes down. Now this one on the left opens them all the way. And you can see the wings are a little bit narrower. They're not as thick as the Rubies one. Here, let me get the Rubies one real quick. Turn this back on. See the difference in the width right there? So these ones have a pretty wide wing base in here. I think this one is actually more accurate. So the Rubies is definitely more loud. Now let me see, let me turn down the lights because I want you to see some of the lights that's going on here, especially here because there's a difference in the way those ones look. Okay, now hopefully I can get this so you can see it. So now the lights here you'll see are the two that are lit right here. These ones here. And then these don't have any, these ones don't light up. I think, well, do they light up when you, oh, I see. They do light up when it's opening. And you can also have it just go halfway down by hitting this one. So you can go all the way up, halfway down by moving to the right, or all the way down. Or all the way up and all the way down. This one's got a little bit of a different choice. Now this one, also, this is, by the way, the Matty Collector one. When you flip this switch, watch the green light go to the yellow. See right there? And now you notice this has changed. So I think in two different scenes in the Ghostbusters movie, sometimes it goes around the curve, sometimes it goes straight down. And you'll notice how there's actually a bar graph. Let me see if I can get enough light in here so you can see it. See how there's a bar graph in there? It's really cool. The one by Rubies doesn't have that. It's just kind of like a blank one there. So that's a choice that you can do with the Matty Collector one on which way you want it to go. I think this one looks more interesting, so I usually put it that way. All right, so let's take a look at the wing lights. Okay, so now let me get these to both face forward because I want to show you what I'm talking about. Now you'll notice on the lights on the wings right there, notice how the Rubies one here, the lights just go from the inside towards the outside in sequence, like that. But here on the Matty Collector one, you can kind of see how they're more random, the way they kind of blink. And that's the way it actually looks on the original prop. So that's one of the things you'll notice. And also on this one, when you speed up the lights, here, let me turn this one off. I'll tell you what, that Rubies one is really noisy. But here, you can see how the lights also kind of still go in that crazy sequence, even when it's going fast. So somebody at Mattel actually researched the original prop and found that they do have this kind of weird pattern, and they do blink just the way the original prop blinks. So that's the differences there. But I think it's pretty cool that the Rubies one still even has the lights and the motorized wings, which is very cool. Especially for the price of these things. And that's the other thing I want to talk about is the price, because there's quite a difference. Now, I was looking online on Amazon, and it seems like every time I go on there, these prices change on these. So you'll find these ranging in price between $16 and up to $45. But the $16 one doesn't do anything. There's no lights. I'm not sure the wings, there's no motorization on it. No lights, no sound effects, no motors. That's just a bare bones one. The $45 one, it looks exactly like this one. I paid $30 for this, and I've seen them ranging anywhere between that price range of $16 and $45. I thought 30 was good. Seems like the Rubies one got the best ratings. Some people said the other ones, the wings don't work right or something. The only thing I don't like about this one is that the background noise, that noise back there, all that static. Yeah, I'm not sure why they put that in there. I think it would have been better to have it like the Matty Collector one, where you just simply have the, you just have the beeping, and it's really quiet. This is so much better. But talking about these are not cheap. So these came out back in 2010. This is the Matty Collector one. And they sold out immediately. I got on their website, I think in 2 hours they were gone. I managed to get a hold of 2 of these, thank goodness. And I kept one in the box. And they come in a really nice box that looks like a wooden crate. Definitely way more accurate than any of the other ones out there. And the features of the being able to change the speed of the lights and the different kinds of choices you get for the way the lights look, and also the different, the lighting effect here is correct. So this is definitely more accurate, but you will pay a huge price for these. They're usually range in between $300, and I've seen them going as high as $500. It's insane. I think if they're still in the box and never been opened, they're like 500 bucks. I cannot believe the price of these things now. It's just crazy. So if you want one of these Matty Collector ones, just be prepared to pay a really hefty price on it. But I would say, at this point, because these are 11 years old now, as accurate and beautiful as this one is, and it's still my favorite, I think you're going to have to go for this one. These ones are definitely, for the price and the fact that it lights up and has sound effects and the wings work, and also has the different sound effects. So yeah, I mean, you may not have the same choices on this one, but it's still pretty good. It's still really good, actually. Let me see. I like that it shuts off as soon as you shut it down, though. But although I don't think it should do that, like this one here stays on until you turn it off, and that's really how it should work. This one doesn't really give you that choice. Also, once again, see the size difference, the width? This one is way more accurate. It should be narrow. These ones are too wide. But, hey, I think, like I said, for the price, you really can't go wrong with these. There's just a whole bunch of them. But I think the Rubies one is probably the best one of the bunch. The kids one, there's a kids version at Walmart. It's all blue. And I don't know if it has lights in it. It might. But the wings, you have to actually flip a knob back here to make the wings open and close. It's manual. And I think that one's based on maybe a kids version of the show, or maybe the new movie that's coming out. I'm not really sure. But overall, I'd say this is pretty good for the price, and it definitely has the right functions. And you couldn't really get these for a while. I think Matty Collector was the first one to come out with these. I don't, except for the fan-made ones that I saw popping up, but those were either limited runs or they only made one or something like that. But you can't really go wrong with this. So anyway, I hope you found this review helpful, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and have a good one.